Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Kapinga family. Thank you for being faithful to my channel. Thank you for the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and subscribe. The YouTube channel is called the Kapinga family. So, something weird happened to me today. This is the second time that I'm recording this video. I did record one. For some reason, it disappeared. I probably didn't save it. I know, but I was so mad. But anyhow, so today I wanted to talk about something that a lot of you have been asking. A lot of people have been asking me, how do you get your first job as an international educated nurse? So in this video, we are going to talk about tips on how and when and how to make it easy for you to get a job. Okay, so stay tuned. This video is valid for people who live in British Columbia, but it can also help if you live in another province. Okay, so the first step, there are three things that you need that are very crucial for you to land your first job, even your second job, or even your third job. But for us INs or who INs, international educated nurses who are looking for their first job in Canada, because the second job, honestly, once you have Canadian experience listed on your CV, you will not be looking for a job. The job will be looking for you. That's how it goes. Once you have experience, you are tagged, you are good. You don't need anything else, really. It won't be a problem. So for us who are educated outside of Canada and you have just gotten your registration from BCCNM, there are three important steps that you need to know. First of all is your CV. Your CV, it represents you. As a hiring manager, I don't know you, I've never met you. The CV is your cover. So here the CV has to be attractive. I need to be attracted to your CV. I need to know exactly who you are on a piece of paper. So you need to make that as attractive as possible, because that's your cover. You're selling something, and when you sell something, the cover needs to be appealing to the person who's buying. In this case, you offering your services to that company. So first of all, your CV, you need to work on your CV. It has to be short, precise. You have to know that most of this hiring manager, they do not have 2 hours to read, trying to read through the lines and see what are your experiences. They do not have that. So it needs to be short, precise, and it needs to be and it needs to be appealing to whoever is reading the CV. The second thing is a cover letter. So a cover letter, like where I come from, it's not a thing, but a cover letter is very important, because that's where you get to explain who you are, your experiences. Because on your CV, honestly, if you have Pakistan General Hospital, someone who is hiring in BC, they have no idea what kind of hospital it is. They're probably wondering, what kind of hospital is this? If you have Edo State General Hospital, they don't know what that is. You understand? So am I saying that you should add hospitals that you did not work in? No, absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. You should never lie on your CV, because you will not be able to verify your references. But you need to present it in a way that they will be able to read and see through your experience. Since the place that you worked, it doesn't really matter. Because if right now I am looking for a job and I just put Victoria General Hospital, anyone that is hiring me in BC, they know that there is a hospital called Victoria General Hospital, and they know that there will be no problem verifying my place of work. So it's easy for them, you understand, to trust me. But in this case, since what you are offering is not something common, it's something from another country, I want to appeal to you to make it look good. You understand? Explain exactly what were you doing at that job. What exactly? So, like, if you say, okay, I was working on med search, Exactly. You were working on MedSage, but what were you doing on MedSage? You understand? You need to really go and explain. Okay, I did my MedPass. I did care. I don't know, insulin drips. I don't know. I did PCAs. You know, you need to list exactly the things that you were doing so they can understand that you have an idea. That's one thing. And then your cover letter explaining where you're from, explaining how you go to the place where you are and why that you want to apply to this specific unit. Okay, after that, the third one and the most important thing that I want to spend more time on is the interview. So a lot of people send their CVs and they'll probably call you because when you're sending your CV, this hiring manager is not receiving 100 of them. I can assure you that because nursing is in high demand. So they're not receiving 100 or they're not even receiving 10 of them. So they're probably receiving a couple of CVs and cover letters. However, what will make a difference for you is the interview. Now, do they want to give you the job? They probably do because they need you. However, they want to know if you're going to be a safe nurse. They want to know if you have the basic requirements, at least for nursing. So here are the things that I think that every nurse should know. I am not going to list all of them, but I am just going to give a few examples. For example, if you're a nurse, you should be able to know what to do in case of hypoglycemia. If a hiring manager asks you, I ask you, I have a patient and the patient has 2,3 of millimole per liter. How do you handle this situation? So the first thing I want you to do is not to explain how the pancreas works because she probably knows how the pancreas works. What you have to do, your first question should be, is my patient conscious or unconscious? Because that is one thing that is going to determine your next step. Or you can explain both and say, if my patient is conscious, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go get them some sugar, some sugar, get them I don't know, a glass of juice, get them sugars if they have them. Some sweets if they have them. If they're unconscious, this is what I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna get the nasal spray. Yes, there is glucagon in nasal spray, or I'm just gonna get the glucagon pen. You understand? So that this is just basic. You understand? This is something that you should know from nursing school. If they ask you if you are on the unit, you are doing, for example, they ask you medication calculation. This is something that you should have acquired from nursing school. This is not something that you're going to learn on the unit, because I know a lot of people will be like, I will be trained. They are going to train me. Of course, they will train you, but they're not. There are certain things they will train you on how the glucometer works, but they're not going to train you on the values of the sugars, because that is something that is considered as something you should have acquired from nursing school. So on the interview, I think I might have to make another video explaining more on the interview, because I feel like this is short. I'm making this video on TikTok, so I only have 10 minutes, and that's why you can see that I am being a little bit fast. So let's just recapitulate and see the most important things that you need to work through for you getting your first job. One of them was your CV, the second of them was your cover letter, and the third was your interview. This is like the biggest part you need to work on. On the interview, you need to show that you have basic nursing knowledge, and that's the only reason why that they are going to hire you, because you have this basic nursing knowledges. Other things you can learn them at work, you can acquire them at work, but there is a certain basic nursing knowledge that is required for you to have. So I have a YouTube channel. If you want to watch more on BCCNM registration, nursing, healthcare aid, go to the Kapinga family and watch more. And if there's something that you want me to talk about that I didn't talk about in this video, be my guest and just comment below and be like, can you talk on this, on accommodation? I don't know, anything. Okay, so I guess my time is up, and I will see you in the next video.